You open up the cell and eventually kind of oh, I oh, where am I? What's going on? Says the woman that you release.
I'll actually defer to Carmine. He's the medical professional-ish. And
Yeah,
he would be outside because I know I look creepish.
yeah, so
In the
first thing
dark.
Carmen would say is that it's alright. You're safe. I won't hurt you.
Lena actually comes in and she kneels down beside this pod. I'm assuming it's on sort of ground level.
Mm-hmm.
She kneels down beside it to not look as intimidating, just on the same level as them.
Okay. So you kind of like get down and try to like be nice with them or whatever it is, and she's like, oh, 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 and like she just kind of like realizes what is going on, like where she is, the cells that are around her. It's like almost like it suddenly comes back, sees the armor that you guys are wearing, and immediately starts like trying to like push back and get away from you guys.
Are we wearing the same armor that they were wearing?
No,
You just
not
told us they
exactly.
were-
I mean, you guys were wearing spacesuits, and they were
Okay.
wearing. You guys were wearing Alliance military. They were just wearing like human spacesuits.
So I said, I just put my hands up and I was like, "What's your name?" I sort of lean back a little bit, so I'm showing that I'm backing off, and
Yep.
I said, "What's your name?"
It's Claudia. Why did you want me? Why did you take us?
Hi, Claudia. My name's James. We were not the people that took you. We just killed the people that took you. We just want to find out what's going on. You're safe, I promise. We will not hurt you. That Carmine just looks at Lena for a second. Is like, maybe shouldn't have told that yet. But yeah.
As you're talking, she's like half listening to what you're saying, but she's looking past you and sees like the bullet holes riddled into the back of the thing. The fact that this thing was like ripped open to be opened up, and a bit of like body parts and blood splattered outside the door of the back of the truck. And she realizes that clearly you're not lying. And so she kind of like starts slowly nodding, coming to realize, and she looks and she's like, "Are you gonna wake everybody up?"
Yes, we will.
Okay. Okay. What do you want?
We want to find out
we
what's
wanna
going
know.
on.
Yeah.
I
Tell us
was.
everything. What happened?
I was. There was battle, and the area kind of. We never know who's in charge, but there's always battle around as the two sides fight each other, and we just try to stay out of the way. But then these people were different. They kind of like gesture at your clothes, wear different things, and their weapons are way more powerful. It's a pistol's like a shotgun. They're so dangerous, and they came and they started grabbing everybody that they could, and with the vehicles, and it's like some of us would get away, and then they would come by and they grab everybody they could, but some of us would get away, and then when this one came and grabbed us, I don't even know how long ago it was. You guys know it was probably within the last day. I don't even know how long ago it was. They came in and they killed so many. It wasn't like before. They killed so many, and then they took some of us and they threw us inside these pods and pressed buttons, and like a gas came in, and then I just woke up.
Okay, at this point, I would probably just mention that it's only been a day. You weren't in there long. You'll be just fine. They weren't doing anything bad to you. But if they would have taken you, I imagine they would have. Do you have any idea where these vehicles were coming from?
They usually come from off to the east, to the Great Before.
Did you hear any of them say any name of anyone or any place before you were rendered unconscious?
No, they would speak, but to each other, or if somebody put up a fight, they would like cuss at them and hit them, but no.
Right. At this point, Carmine would probably excuse himself and just stand up and be like, okay, I'm gonna start the procedure for waking the rest of your friends up. There are more civilians around here. Perhaps they can help you find a way home, or you can stay with them for a while to be safe.
I
Yeah.
ask if she's okay to stand on her own.
She takes a little aid to stand up. It's one of those, she's woozy for a couple of moments, just like if you stood up too quickly. But after like 10 seconds or so, she's fine. Actually, she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. So while he's going about the procedure of opening this up, you guys are inside the vehicle, and there are still like computers and everything inside here. Do you intend to like look them over?
Absolutely, yeah.
So the two of you have electronics skill that's worth noting. Both of you guys can roll me your electronics to make sure that you can actually get this thing functioning well enough to look at it. So both of you guys roll me your electronics check.
I mean, I've got electronics -1, but
Intelligence.
I can give it a go, I guess.
Well, you're busy, Carmine.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Two of you guys roll really well together, and you're able to get the computers up and running well enough with
We
that
know
external
shit.
power source that you brought in, Lena. The external power source you brought in up well enough that you can actually start looking through the computers. They have pretty decent systems put in here, considering you're going to have to roll decryption checks to get through. Now, this is one of those things where both of you won't be rolling. One of you will be rolling, the other one will be assisting. What is your decryption skill, Ollie?
1.
And what is yours, Lena?
1.
Okay, one of you guys, it's going to be intelligence, so one of you guys are going to roll, and the other one's going to give them, or they're going to take away
Probably
the
you.
penalty.
I can roll then.
And
My
then,
intelligence is 8, so
so you would usually get a -2, but she's taking away that -2, so you're rolling it flat.
Cool. Decryption roll. Nope. Bad.
So,
Bad.
You are not able to get in. Roll me another decryption check to try to not have the system shut you out.
Cool.
You are not shut out of the system. You can roll me another decryption check. Same as
I'll
before.
be saying, I'll probably be speaking while I do it now, how difficult this is. Like, they've customized it. It's not like it was Alliance standard anymore, right? Whoever's been working on this stuff is actually good at shit.
Mhm.
And they're like jury rigging everything.
You fail again. This time, you may have gotten through, aside from the fact that you set off some alarms last time you were here. So you fail, but luckily you don't trigger any more alarms. You're welcome to try again.
This will be like the last one for a bit, because after this it'll be like, I sincerely, unless they have a worldwide internet network for their alliance, they're not going to have information that's worth several hours of work. So at this point, when it's like, I'm just standing up and walking away.
Well, once again, you trigger some alarms. Do you try to...
No, I just walk away.
You just let the alarms go off?
Yeah.
you don't try and turn them off.
You can.
Lena
But
can
I
jump
would
in
have
and do it?
just explained that as like,
Yeah.
this is several hours of work. Unless they have worldwide internet for their alliance, which is unlikely, there's nothing of value on this machine anyway. So I get up and walk away when it gives me the red lights.
Yeah, that's what I heard you. Lena didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lena's like, you're just walking away, sort of thing.
You're welcome
Well,
to roll with a -2.
Carmine's still busy like trying to get everyone awoken again, but he'd chime in like, I mean, we did kill their entire patrol. Would it really be too surprising if the alarms went off on the vehicle?
It's very unlikely.
Well, these alarms aren't a matter of like letting people know that they're under attack. These are alarms like
These are
shutting down the
the
system so you can't like access them in the future without like some serious stuff. Lena is welcome to roll with a -2 to her decryption to try to stop it from happening, or she can just be like okay and walk away.
Chances are she's not going to get anything. So
Okay, she just walks away.
yeah.
Our best bet is interrogating the one that we have.
Now
I'm
that
gonna
we can
prepare
do.
him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm literally gonna go, and while Carmine's waking people up, and I don't know if Lena wants help too, like, drag that guy off to a closet somewhere, you know, start.
Don't wake him up yet, Carmine.
Not waking him up, but just
Hand
like
him over.
drag.
Okay, so you guys finish waking everybody else up, go through the whole spiel with all of them. Everything's good, everything's hunky dory, and then you go to investigate that last person. Now, when you go investigate him, it's kind of like a slap, wake up. You give him like a little bit of a boost or a popper or something like that to get him up, and you've got him restrained. We've already gone over this. There's no concerns. Everybody's got a pistol within arm's reach or in your hand.
I'm holding my shotgun.
Okay. So there's no concerns about this person being in danger, right? They had a building fall on their head. You could disable their shields. You know what I mean? Like, or even take off like the chest part of their armor if you want to leave them exposed for an easy. Like, you're not worried about them, right? Yeah. So, anyways,
he's wearing boxers. I'm being generous.
So you guys are have him. You wake him up, and he's kind of like, what the? And he kind of like tries to like fight against his bonds or whatever. And he's looking around, and he kind of like realizes what's happening, and he's like, oh fuck.
Carmine would speak up at this point. Pulled out his Omniblade that this guy's, well, he might be aware of it. People on the planet probably not, but he might. I pull out my Omniblade and I just speak up. I am trained in the art of medicine. I know how to heal people. I know how to hurt someone for days on end without them dying. We would like to have some questions answered by you.
Roll me a intimidation check, which what we're going to do for intimidation is it's technically a talk.
It was a talk strength, wasn't it, last time we did that?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, for him, strength isn't good. He can choose charisma because he's going to use his wit. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a bonus to either of those, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's the same both way. Okay, cool. So you can roll me a talk strength, but you're going to be able to roll a +2 for your. You actually have +3 total because of like everything put together. All the details.
Wait, a +3?
Yeah.
Instead of a +2?
A +3.
Okay, cool. I might actually have a decent roll then.
Oh. Natural 11 +3. Wow, that's really really good.
Nice.
You know, -1 +3 total. So
I'm gonna make him
13.
sing.
Beautiful. He goes. Okay. Yeah.
At this point, I would defer to Rockwell.
Am I gonna get out of here?
Maybe if you
you
tell us
answer
everything about the
satisfactory.
organization.
Yeah, that depends on what you say.
Okay. Yeah.
First things first. Who do you work for?
The great before.
All right. What's your whole dogma? What's your stick?
Well, it's all about bringing things back to how good they were before under one flag for the whole planet and rejoining the. Listen, I'll be honest. Things have been different lately.
Why?
Explain. Yeah, we all say it once.
We all just jump on him.
Yeah, elaborate.
Well,
That's probably anyone here
you know those
trained in
pea shooters.
interrogation.
You know those pea shooters that everybody had.
We're aware, we've seen them.
Yeah, we used to have those too. Like we used other weapons too to get the job done. But in the past 2 years, we've had better equipment.
And where did you get that equipment from?
I don't know, but it got handed out to us. Better armor, better weapons, better everything. There's always ships coming and going from where we are now. It's different. Things are different.
And
I imagine that's
who
why you're
gave you
here.
them?
What?
And who gave you them?
Command.
Give us a name in command.
I mean, it's changes depending on,
Rocco's just gonna shake his head like that's the most wrong route question you've ever asked, you two idiots. But he's not saying that out loud.
Okay.
But you can tell.
Okay, so
What do these ships look like?
well, they look like fucking anyway. So she's gonna say, why do you have cargoes of people?
I mean, that's more important.
Yeah.
We're collect. So usually we just kind of like grab up everybody from the areas where, I mean, I used to think that we were taking them and they were kind of getting processed and being made part of us, but that's not what happens anymore. That kind of like, that was, I guess, hopeful thinking, and then I realized that's not what's happening. And while stuff's being brought to us from those ships, the people are leaving on them. But then things changed a little bit more. This is in the past 6 months, year or so. Some of us are going out and we're not just taking people, but we're taking the young people. Like, the order's pretty simple. Don't need the old ones. Get rid of them. Take the young ones. I mean, others still take everybody, but we just kind of just take the young ones, and we're supposed to put them in them tubes.
Good slave
So
stock.
she says to him, you thought that you were taking people to recruit them happily in your new world. Forcibly.
Well, yeah, because we were taking them out of the conflict areas, and I assumed that we were just kind of like getting rid of insurgents or anything like that along the way, kind of like processing them, and
She
then
hits
just, like,
him across the head with the brunt of a pistol.
oh, Jesus! Oh, instantly opens up the side of his head and starts bleeding. He already had a concussion before, and so it takes him like a solid minute to kind of like regain his senses well enough to be able to be intelligible again. But he's certainly amicable.
Rockwell will take that minute to straight up send a message to the Stalingrad that the Batarians have been dealing with the Great Before, or at least according to interrogations, which he will note, like, and probably like a PDF of like, you shouldn't take interrogations at face value because they might give you false information, thanks to Alliance Guideline 6492. But
Terms and conditions. Go on.
but that is the information that we've just received, and they're coming in from off-world, and then he will say possibly the ice world, and he'll send this off to the ship. And of course you two would get it too, but it would just be like your Omnitor would beep, so
Yeah, Carmine would of course be recording this entire like interrogation just to be sure, and then he asks, where are you taking them?
The people.
Yes. Where do you take them with the vehicle?
Everything.
I could show you on the vehicle's maps.
we have maps.
Oh.
And I bring up my Omni tool with the map.
Oh. I've seen that. Like pointing at your Omni tool.
Where?
The people that fly the ships have those.
Great news.
Show us where you're taking the people on this map.
He kind of like, as you kind of like zoom into where you guys are, and it kind of takes him a moment to, because it's a very different type of map than he's used to dealing with. He eventually is able to plot it out to the location, the base where they are, where they eventually bring them to. Now, at first he shows you where the car drives to, but then he's seen vehicles like lift off from there, and he knows that they go to a different location. And it's kind of funny. Could you guys do me, Lena and Rockwell, roll me a pilot intelligence check.
Oh baby,
It's
that's
gotta
my
be
one
the capital
thing.
of the new before.
Okay, so you pick up nothing whatsoever, Lena. You don't notice anything with your double ones. You actually might even argue slightly with because you're like so wrong in your belief. You might even argue slightly with Rockwell with what he thinks. But Rockwell, you are looking and you're like, oh, that area that they're going to, like, you can't see the base of operations. You can't see like all the details of it because you haven't actively scouted that out yet. But you're like, that looks like a really good spot for like easy liftoff and launch and whatnot.
Spaceport.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll actually mark. So what I would be doing, like, because they're doing the interrogation, I'd like step back, mark that on my own Omni tool, send that back to the ship, and again to these two of Batarian ships, land here. We should watch that location and try to follow one of them back. That's his, and these is like not like this is what we're doing. It's just sort of like this is my thought process right now of what we could do. Will be refined later on. But he's just letting the ship know that this
We've
is
got a
happening.
lead. We've got a location. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So that was just the orders that I'm given. I mean, like I said, we've always used tactics to win because they were wrong and we needed to win. But things have been different. So
Is there anything else that is maybe different that you think might be of use to us? Anything at all? Anything suspicious, like any new figure suddenly rising to power out of nowhere? Anything?
The people up top, we never talk to them or know who anybody is. It's just kind of we get drafted young to fight, the men. I mean, the women can choose to fight, but in our, the men get drafted young. I was made I was trained when I was a teenager.
Okay. At this point, I glance towards Rockwell, sort of what do we do now? 'Cause we've basically gotten all the intel, I think.
Yeah.
Have we confirmed Batarians? Has he even mentioned Batarians?
He wouldn't have seen their faces.
No.
He wouldn't have
helmets.
seen them.
No, that's
He's just
true.
seen their ships.
They have
The
a
way he
humanoid
described it is
shape.
his ship, they've got a processing plant that's basically a spaceport. He only goes to the front. Batarians go in the back. So he'll kind of look to both of you and be like, well, depends what you want to do with him. And then smiles. And of course, it's really unsettling because half of his face is
I just forgot.
it's better than it was, but it's still goopy and mangled. You can see more teeth than normal. It's well, depends what you want to do with him. I'm gonna go contact the ship, and I'm I'll straight leave and then go to call the captain.
And with that, we're gonna go to our next break, our last break before our last hour. So we'll see you all in just a couple of minutes. Thank you all so much. The interrogation. Thank God for that 13 check. So
I mean,
almost a critical
well
success. Almost a natural 11.
I
almost
finally
critical
rolled
success.
something good.
Yeah.
Rick rolls well when the table's in his face.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
all saying.
We'll be back. We'll be back shortly.
Right.